right. Kate Martin, a.k.a. White Money, a.k.a. Money Martin, is having a breakout start to her first WNBA season amid Las Vegas struggles. Las Vegas just lost their 5th game of the season, and it has a lot of people asking, is it time to start worrying? Do they still look like they could three-peat this season? Kate Martin is having a phenomenal start so far. Let's look at some highlights, and let's talk about Vegas right after the intro.
I think it's just really cool more than anything, but I don't know, there's definitely a lot of moments, and a lot of them aren't even on the basketball court, so it's really cool, and I've been cherishing all of that because pretty soon I'm not going to be in these moments. I'm going to be just a regular old Joe Schmo, so whatever. I'm enjoying it.
All right. What's up, boys, girls, he, she, they, them, we, or whatever you choose to identify as? I'm your host, CJSoFoolish, and welcome to the W360, your new home for all things women's basketball, okay? Welcome so much, guys, to my returning subscribers. Thank you so much. I see you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for coming back. And for those who are new here, if you have not subscribed to this channel, subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe and tell a friend and tell a friend and tell another friend, okay? Tell everybody about the W360. All right. What's up, everybody? What's up, Stephanie Walk? What's going on? This evening, I really want to touch on Kate Martin and the Las Vegas Aces. As you guys just saw in the video before, she wasn't even expecting to get drafted. She wasn't even expecting it. If you, with the rest of millions of people across the world, watched the WNBA draft this year, you saw that Kate Martin attended the WNBA draft to support White Jesus. She only attended to support her friend, Caitlin Clark, a.k.a. White Jesus, a.k.a. Jesus Clark. And she ended up getting drafted to the Las Vegas Aces, the defending champions. Many people in the beginning didn't even think she would make it through training camp. And now she's starting. Well, she had her first start this week. So it's crazy to see what type of season is turning out for Kate Martin. I mean, she can't be in a better position. She's playing on a team that actually embraces her. You know, they actually run plays for her when she's in the game. Her teammates are screening for her. She's playing with the best player in the league, and that's A'ja Wilson. And she's playing with A'ja Wilson. A'ja Wilson is setting great screens for her. Her coach actually bigs her up to the media. Notice Becky Hammond, how she talks about Kate Martin. It's always complimentary. Kate Martin is having the best time of her life. By mistake. She's might be having the most fun out of everybody. They're leaving her. They're pranking her. They're making her wear the little dolly book bag, the child book bag, because she's a rookie. They celebrated her birthday. I mean, Kate Martin looks like she's just having the time of her life. So far this season, Kate Martin, she's averaging 20 minutes a game. She's averaging just at 5 points a game and 6 rebounds a game. She's played 9 out of the 10 games so far, and she, like I said earlier, she made her first start this week when Jackie Young was out sick or with an illness. Kate Martin started. And again, this is the player from Iowa who didn't even expect to get drafted. She didn't even expect it. She went to support White Jesus. Talk about God's favor. My goodness. And she's with the perfect coach. Like I said, Becky Hammon speaks so highly of her. We can't say that about all of the rookies. Becky Hammon hasn't gone to the public not one time and discussed what her and Kate Martin are texting. Or she hasn't told the press not one time. You know, I know Kate Martin she's great at threes, but I want her to shoot twos. She's not benched. You know, she's just playing in a system that actually embraces her. Her teammates seem to love her. Her teammates speak highly of her. Kelsey Plum got a technical foul in a game because Kate Martin was called for a foul that Kelsey Plum believed it wasn't a foul. Kelsey Plum stood up for her rookie. We can't say that about her best friend, White Jesus. I wish I could read the text messages between White Jesus and Kate Martin. You have to imagine that White Jesus is texting Kate Martin like, girl, I wish, good for you. How does it feel to play for a coach that actually embraces your playing style? I wish I could be a fly on the cell phone wall. I wish I could just hack into the group chat just to see what's being said. I know Kate Martin is like, ooh, good luck over there, girl. I want to take a look at some key plays from Kate Martin so far this season, just so you can see, you know, what she's contributing. Like I said, talk about a player that came into the league and met the moment. She met the moment. Kate Martin met this moment like a pedo meets an underage girl. Like, she was there. She was there. She was there, met the moment, on time, showed up every time. Let's take a look. Right, I wish I could see. I wish I could see the messages between them two. I want to take a look at some plays from Kate Martin so far this season. And then I want to come back and talk about the Aces and what's going on. What's going on? I can tell you 3 things that's wrong with the Aces, but we're going to come back and talk about it. Let's look at some key plays from Kate Martin. Here she go, coming. Did you see how she just came off a screen? Did she just come off a screen? Or look at that screen. Look how they run screens for her. Here we go again. This was actually her first WNBA bucket. Kate Martin is meeting the moment. Look how much fun she's having. We don't even see that from White Jesus. Transition, finding her down the floor. Look how she's. Come on, Money Martin. Primetime game against Seattle. Against Seattle. Money Martin meets the moment. Oh, my goodness. Did they just run a play for Kate? Pay attention now. Pay attention to Kate Martin and look how they're running a play for her. Look how they're running her off the 2 screens. Look what happens when you play to your 3-pointers. Ability to shoot. You run them off screens. Look at Money Martin. Look at Money Martin. Now, can we talk about Lisa Bluter at this game? Look at Lisa Bluter. They look like the Real Housewives of Iowa. Look at them. They were there and set, baby. They wore their matching shirts. I know that's right, Lisa Bluter. Real Housewives of Iowa, right there.
Starting over after that Olympic break. Everyone has to get their flow back. How healthy.
Okay, I'm going to get back to that. Because that's a play that I'm pointing out as far as Tiffany Hayes, but we're going to get to that later. But yes, you can see not only is Kate Martin playing fearless, she's playing with a team that's playing with her. She's playing for a coach that's literally running her off different screens. Her teammates are looking for her in transition because you know what? They know that she knows that she can hit the three. You see how much more you can give when you play with a team that plays with you. Now, at any point when we're watching the Aces play, at any point do we think, any point this season, even though they're looking really unfamiliar now, at any point do we look at this team and say, they don't really like Kate Martin? Or why aren't they giving her the ball? Why did they stop going away from Kate Martin when she's hot? Now this, mind you, she's playing with the best player in the league, A'ja Wilson. A'ja Wilson is not going. A'ja Wilson is setting screens from her as a post. You know, as a post, you run up and set the screen for your guard. The exact opposite of what Aaliyah Boston is doing. But seriously, Kate Martin is showing out so far this season. Like I said, she's really playing into her role. And you can tell that the coach believes in her and is actually running. She's running plays for a rookie. Now, as far as Vegas is concerned, my goodness. Vegas, they have failed to 5-5 on the season. Now, it has a lot of people asking, is it time to worry about Vegas yet? If you ask me, at the end of the day, even with their struggles, I think we still have to see what Vegas is going to look back, what Vegas is going to look like once Chelsea Gray gets back on the floor. That way, the guards can go back to their respective positions, and we don't have to watch Kelsey Plum force herself to play point, because Kelsey Plum playing point she's clearly out of her element and out of her comfort zone, which is throwing the entire offense off. If it wasn't for A'ja Wilson playing out of this world this season, Vegas probably would lose more games. So A'ja Wilson is saving them. I would think, though, that Vegas, the past 2 seasons when they won the championship, they relied heavily on their core four, and that's A'ja Wilson, Jackie Young, Kelsey Plum, and Chelsea Gray. There was really nobody else. Even last season, Candace Parker was injured. She didn't really give much. So the past 2 seasons when they won the championships, they were beating everybody in the league with 4 to 5 players. But now what has happened is everyone else in the offseason has gotten better. And everyone has made the different moves on their roster. They formulated their roster to specifically beat Vegas. Specifically. And Vegas didn't make any moves to make their roster stronger outside of Kate Martin, and they just drafted her. I don't even think they was expecting to draft her and expecting to get what they're getting from Kate Martin. So yes, the thing is, when Chelsea Gray comes back, I would have to see a couple of games before we can really see if they're going to end up winning again. At the end of the day, it's a strong chance they'll pull it off once Chelsea Gray is back on the floor. But we're going to have to see. Like I said, all the other teams, they've made changes to their roster to come right after Vegas. 3 issues with Vegas right now. I'm going to start right here. Sydney Coulson stinks. She stinks. Sydney Coulson is dead weight on this team. Becky Hammond needs to move forward from Sydney Coulson. Nobody wants to say it. I understand she makes everybody laugh, but go be a comedian then. Go do something else. Go work at a kid's birthday parties or something and make them laugh. This is not the season for you to be so goofy. It's not funny watching this team lose and you just sit on the bench. Go put on a cheerleading skirt then, because the only thing she does is jump up and down on the bench and type funny little tweets and make funny little locker room videos, but you contribute absolutely nothing. And don't come telling me she plays good defense. Vegas can get another defensive player that can actually contribute something on offense. She does nothing. Nothing. She's not even averaging a point a game, I don't think. I don't even think Sydney Coulson is averaging 1 point. Sydney Coulson stinks. She's a stinky, dirty diaper. Sydney Coulson stinks. She's just taking up space. So a lot of people ask, well, where does Vegas start? Right here. Start with her. Send her packing. If she wants to be a clown, send her to a circus. Send her to a circus so you can come to a show like mine. But they have to get this stinky player off this roster. And I mean, they should have did that at halftime last night. They should have just said, Sydney, go home. Go home. We're tired of your foolery. That's all she brings to the table is foolery. She's literally taking a spot from someone else that can come on this team and contribute something more than jokes. And the thing is, if you watch Vegas play, when Sydney Coulson gets in the game, no one even takes her serious. That's just how much of a clown she's made herself through this league. She's just a clown. She's a clown. No one takes her serious. They don't even take her serious when she's bringing the ball up the floor. I think people are laughing when she attempts to shoot. People are literally like, she just shot the ball. Sydney Coulson out here playing. She's dead weight, and she's trash. She stinks. And I know this is getting back to Vegas, so she was in a game. It was a few games ago, and she came down. I think they were beating the team by like 40 points or so, and Sydney Coulson came down and mistakenly shot the ball and made it. And I guess, she did a 1-2 move and made the basket. And so the entire Vegas bench is jumping up and down and doing this motion. I'm going to continue to say Sydney Coulson stinks. Sydney Coulson plays like a created player. She looks like one when she's on the court, too. She looks like a creative player. You remember the video games, like when you would play and you get to create your own players and you put the headbands and the wristbands on them and you try to make them look like you? That's what Sydney Coulson looks like on the floor. She looks like a created player. She looks like a WNBA 2K player. She stinks. Becky Hammond should start right here with her. The laughing stock. Start with her. The next spot person they can start with, another stinky, dirty diaper. Kirsten Bell stinks. She stinks. She's another stinky, dirty diaper. What are you doing still hurt? How are you hurt? You're not even talented enough to be hurt. How is she still hurt? The only thing she does next to Sydney Coulson on the bench is jump up and down with a boot on her foot. She's not contributing to this team. Even the last 2 years when they won the championship, Kirsten Bell brings nothing to this roster. Nothing. She just looks wild and out of control when she's on the floor. She's just running all over the place. And she just here, there, and just running all over the place. She's wild and uncouth. When she's in the game, they can send her home, send her back. She's not doing anything. Dead weight. Shed 'em. Dead skin. They're dead skin. These two right here, they are tag teaming. They are both dead skin. That's what they are, dead skin. Nothing. Kirsten Bell stinks. Her haircut too. It stinks. It stinks. They both stink. They're holding Vegas back. They stink. Get them off the team. Get someone on the roster that can come in and contribute. What do you think? Everyone is just going to let y'all win because you're Vegas? You all should be praying and thanking, kissing Asia Wilson's feet every day. Every day. These two are dead skin. Exactly what when you go and get a pedicure, everything that they scrape off your foot, that's these two right here. Dead foot skin. They stink, man. Gosh, they make me so. Every time watching Vegas lose, I get mad at them every single time. Even though she's not even playing, I said, Kirsten Bell stinks. They stink. They're both right on the list with Erica Wheeler, robbing the league. Kirsten Bell should take her championship rings and donate them to charity because you don't need to wear them. You stink. You stink. They both stinky. Very, very funky. Both of them. Kia Stokes, what are you doing? Nothing. Nothing. Kia Stokes is having a similar season to Aaliyah Boston, just doing a whole lot of nothing. Just running up and down the court. Just getting cardio. That's it. Kia Stokes shows up to the game to sweat, and that's it. She's just coming to get a sweat. Kia Stokes does the same thing when I go for my morning run on the beach. I just want to see a nice view. And I just want to get a sweat in and then go back home. That's exactly what Kia Stokes is doing when she shows up to the game. She just want to see a nice view, a big audience, run up and down the court a few times, not look to shoot, not score, not contribute, nothing. Kia Stokes has been stinking up the place. She's stinking it up. You're going 5 games without scoring? are you doing, Kia? Kia Stokes is averaging 2 points a game. 2 measly points a game. Dead weight. Traitor. She's stinking up the place. Do I have Kia here? What is Kia doing so far this season? 2 points a game, 5 rebounds. Just watching her play is frustrating. I'm just like, come on, Kia. Everything is all funny and jokes and games until they start losing. Now it's time to have a talk, sweetie. Oh, we got a super chat. Let me shout out the super chat right quick. Sade. Thank you for the super chat, Sade. Sadie. Thank you. Back to Kia. Kia stinks. She's stinking up the place. Not helping. Vegas has no business losing 5 games. None. These 3 right here, the Doom Squad. They're the Doom Squad. They just jump up and down on the bench when everyone else is scoring. The Doom Squad. Fire them. All 3. Tired of it. Fire them. Aces have a great chance of 3-peating. But Becky Hammon, her loyalty to these 3 just might come back and bite you in the butt. Terrible. Terrible. Do I not have... Hold on, y'all, because I thought I put Kelsey Plum up here because it's time to have a talk, Kelsey. It is time to have a talk. Here she is. It's time to have a talk, Kelsey Plum. I want to read off some numbers to start with Kelsey Plum. It's time to have a talk. 4 for 13, 7 for 22, 7 for 17, 6 for 14, 6 for 18, 4 for 14, 7 for 18, 9 for 23, 4 for 14, 8 for 20. Now, I want to give Kelsey Plum a little bit of grace. Like, all jokes aside, Kelsey Plum is the real deal. Kelsey Plum has to get going. Kelsey Plum just has to get going. She's shooting horribly, and we're not going to talk about what's going on off the court with, what's that boy's name? Darren. Isn't that his name? Darren Waller? You know, I don't get into these ladies' personal life or whatnot. We understand there are things going on, but Kelsey Plum has to get going. And like I said, I'm going to give her a little grace because I think when Chelsea Gray gets back on the floor, that can put her back in her natural position so she's not carrying such a heavy load as far as having to run the point. She clearly does not like run the point, right? So I'm really rooting for Kelsey Plum to just get going. Jackie Young, too. She's inconsistent. Now, the thing is, Kelsey Plum plays no defense. No defense. Everyone knows she plays no defense. Right? Is that his name? Waller. That's that boy's name. Waller. Right? But she can do that. She can do that on this team because guess what? When they get past Kelsey Plum or the first line of defense, guess who they're walking into? Asia Wilson. And she's going to send every shot into the stands. That's why she's this season's MVP, and that's why she's the best player in this league. But Kelsey Plum has to get going. She has to get going. So she's one player that I'm looking forward to seeing just get back in the rhythm once Chelsea Gray is back on the floor. Now, when Chelsea Gray gets back on the floor, I'm interested in seeing because everyone is saying, when Chelsea Gray gets back on the floor, me too, Vegas will be back being Vegas. But we're going to see. Not everyone comes back and play phenomenally off an injury. And so some of this has to go on Becky Hammon because she has not invested in her depth. She stayed loyal to the Doom Squad. Her loyalty to the Doom Squad might cost Vegas a championship, a three-peat. If Vegas doesn't get a three-peat, it's these three fault right here. I don't want to hear anything else. It's these three fault right here, and it's on Becky Hammon. Now, I know it has to, you can't go without saying, I know Becky Hammon. Do I have Tiffany Hayes up here? I don't have her up here. What do you think about Tiffany Hayes? Here's my thing on Tiffany Hayes. I have great respect for Tiffany Hayes. A lot of respect for her. Love her game. I've seen Tiffany Hayes play back in the AAU days, and if you know, you know. Tiffany Hayes played on actually one of the greatest AAU programs and teams of all time, if you ask me. Who was on that squad? Tiffany Hayes, April Sykes, Chelsea Lee. I want to say Erica Wheeler was on that squad. I can't remember, but great respect for Tiffany Hayes. Great respect for her and her game. When she retired last season, I thought it was a great move. I thought it was time. Tiffany Hayes with Vegas right now, she's not doing horrible. She's not doing horrible. I'm just not over the mountain sold on Tiffany Hayes yet with Vegas. I need a few more games. With Tiffany Hayes. But this just goes back to my point, and nothing against Tiffany Hayes. Like I said, much respect to her. But this goes back to my point with Becky Hammon. And the problem in this league, Becky Hammon went and got a retired player to join this team. You're telling me there wasn't not one active player, not one, that you could have got a bigger bang for your buck? Someone that was cut during training camp, someone that's still active, and that you can get more years from as well. Tiffany Hayes is retired. You could have just brought back Candace Parker. So this is what I mean as far as move forward. It is a new time. And not only is Becky Hammon struggling with this, I think the league is struggling with this. Move forward. Move forward. It's a new day and age, sweetie. And that goes to every across WNBA media, WNBA coaches, GMs. It is a new day and age. Embrace it. This is a historical rookie class, which is why you see shows like this that focus around the rookies. You see an episode like this, Kate Martin. You got led by White Jesus, Rakia Jackson, Cameron Brink, Angel Reese, Alicia Pilley. It's a new day and age. Face it. So, yeah, with Tiffany Hayes, respect her game, much respect to her, but I do think Becky Hammond should move forward. Not only from the Doom Squad that I discussed this episode, but get someone that's active that you can get more years from. You're focusing on the now, which might come back to bite you in the butt, if you ask me. For instance, let me show you this play.
It was starting over after that Olympic break. Everyone has to get their flow.
Look who's on the floor.
How healthy.
Wait, actually, watch this play.
It was starting over after that Olympic break. Everyone has to get their flow back. How healthy.
Look who's on the floor. Tiffany Hayes, you came out of retirement to be on the floor with Sydney Coulson, the stinkiest player on the team, to get scored on by a rookie. Nothing against Alyssa Peely, but this is what I'm saying. Like, right here, Tiffany Hayes is on the floor. You come out of retirement to play with Sydney Coulson? She's a joke.
Look
at this play.
After that Olympic break, everyone has to get their flow back. How healthy.
Look at Tiffany Hayes.
What a move! The spin.
Long stride from Plum and Heineman.
That's just not what I was expecting when I saw the announcement that Tiffany Hayes was joining the team. Tiffany, if I were you, I don't think you should come out of retirement to be on the floor with Sydney Coulson. My God. Oh. Kelsey, nothing against Alyssa Peely. I mean, I think she's phenomenal. Nothing against her. Miss Pinky Lee Davis. What's up, Miss Pinky Lee Davis? CJSoFoolish. What do you think about Tamika Catchings? Legend. Much respect. Legend. All right. What else did I want? News around the WNBA, guys. This week's Players of the Weeks was Brianna Stewart. She's averaging 21.3 points a game, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists a game. And De'Arica Hamby. Shout out to De'Arica Hamby. She's having a phenomenal season. The play of the team is probably overshadowing the season she's having, but she's having a phenomenal season nonetheless. She's averaging 19 points a game, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists per game. I know for De'Arica Hamby, that win over the Aces had to mean a lot more than just a win to her. Absolutely. Now, did you guys catch what De'Arica Hamby said in the post-game press conference? If not, she basically said that she wished she could get some of the calls that Asia Wilson gets. And I was like, ugh. You know, De'Arica Hamby still seems to be a little bit feel some type of way with how Vegas treated her. Allegedly, you know, Vegas let her go because she got pregnant, which is discrimination all day. But I think that's still an ongoing lawsuit. But nonetheless, De'Arica Hamby is also this week's Player of the Week. The Washington Mystics, they got their first win of the season against the Atlanta Dream. Shout out to the Mystics. They got their first win of the season. They won 87-68. The Washington is the best last place team I've seen in a long time. Aaliyah Edwards is playing phenomenally. She's really coming along. But yes, the Washington Mystics, I know they missed the presence of Elena Della Dunn. My goodness, because nonetheless, they got their first win. I wasn't shocked that the win was against the Atlanta Dream. I don't know what's going on in Atlanta. I don't know what Tanisha Wright is doing out there. But she's trash. She stinks. She's terrible. She is terrible. She's terrible, but I'm not shocked that that's who the Mystics got their first win against. Seattle beat the Sparks 95-79, and Connecticut, they face off against Chicago Sky tonight. That game is actually tipping off, so that's almost my time, guys. At 7 o'clock Central Time. This is going to be a phenomenal game. It's Angel Reese. She's rematching against Alyssa Thomas. If you guys watched the last game, that's when Alyssa Thomas caught her out the air and choke slammed her like the Undertaker in WWE. You know, Alyssa Thomas plays really dirty. So that's a rematch. And then Marina Mabry versus Dejanay Carrington is always great TV. Great TV. So this is a game definitely that's tipping off now. Tune into, if you have the WNBA League Pass, guys, Connecticut and Chicago game is going to be one to watch. This is about to be great TV. I'm definitely set and tuned in. So yes, like I said, definitely best last place team. Yeah, they're a really good last place team, if that makes sense. So if you don't have the WNBA League Pass, get the WNBA League Pass. What's up, Jeff? Jeff said Thomas is a beast. Yeah, she's a beast, and she's also a wrestler. She's a wrestler. Thomas plays really dirty, but you have to respect her game. Nonetheless, all jokes aside, you have to respect her game. I mean, she's you can't deny her skill. Jeff says didn't have to worry about depth until the injuries hit. Yes, and that's the thing. I think that's the gamble that Becky Hammond, after 2 years, you got to know that was going to catch up with you. You were going to bank on them winning 3 times. You thought people were going to let you guys with 4 players win 3 times. All right, so just to wrap it up, guys, like I said, for Vegas, the answer for me is to start with the Doom Squad. That's Kia Stokes, Sydney Coulson, who stinks, and Kirsten Bell. She's stinkier. Start with them 3. And also defense. This team's defense is stinky. It's stinky. They can fix that. I think Vegas can definitely get back on the track to a 3-peat. All right, that's my time, guys. Mystics, what's up, Kevin? Says Mystics trying to mess up my dream Clark Becker's backcourt. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to this channel right now. Please like this video as well. Have a good night. Check out the game. Until next episode, all right? Peace and soul grease.